So the what's Georgetown about it, I think, is, so there's superficial answers, right, which don't make them untrue. But so, care personalis, right? So if we're about care of the whole person, and if we're thinking holistically about education, and we're thinking about the roles of individuals, men and women, for others, right? I mean, many of the Jesuit mottos are what we try to do every day in classrooms and in our work with students, and so you can easily speak about that. But I think it's also deeper. So when the Jesuit order was founded, Jesuits now associate ourselves with education. Right? This is a thing. But when the Jesuit order was founded, actually, it wasn't founded to go off and start schools. But they were very much founded on this idea of missionaries going forth. And what they realized was, when they went into communities, that what those communities needed from them to meet them were schools. And so schools came very early and have now for almost 500 years been a hallmark of the Jesuits. And when they reached out, part of it was about thinking about reaching people where they were and helping them. And it was very much about education for the poor. And again, that wasn't, I'm thinking, by design, but it was kind of where it ended up very quickly. And so I think it is particularly important at a school like Georgetown to listen to our moral conscience. And we spend a lot of time listening to things like, and it's all very important, U.S. News and World Report rankings and things like that. But Georgetown, we've been on the U.S. News and World Report lists for decades, and Jesuits have been around for half a millennium. And that's our conscience. So I think the idea about reaching broadly, I mean, we bring them here, we don't go forth, but the idea that we're reaching out broadly to people, and that we're particularly focusing on aspects of society that others are not reaching. That's Georgetown. I'll add in, there's one other piece to this, which is, in our society now, this is the time. The educational divide in this country, we talk about public education or higher education or roles of institutions like Georgetown as helping to give people opportunity, to help them to close gaps, right? The land of opportunity. So higher education has actually been one of the drivers of inequity in our country, right? Perhaps not on an individual level. On an individual level, it's helped people achieve. But from a population perspective, higher education has been a driver of inequity. And this is a moment in our society when that inequity is having significant dramatic driving impacts. So I think higher education overall has a choice to make about whether it's going to continue to be complicit. So we come back to being complicit, right, in that inequity, or whether it's going to figure out how to take seriously what it is that we say we're about. And if Georgetown isn't one of the schools who actually figures that out, then I worry, because that is who we are.